Welcome CSC 230 W1 online section. Just wanted to introduce myself in person since you'll be hearing my voice behind YouTube videos all semester, so this is kind of like our first class kind of thing. And just wanted to let you know about the course. I haven't taught this course for a couple of semesters, so I'll be modifying and revising a lot of the exercises, a lot of new technology, new software we'll be using. Everything's free, so you don't have to purchase anything. We don't even have a Cengage book, so we'll be using an online textbook that we have for that. We'll be using videos, plus along with my YouTube videos, we'll have more than enough resources for website design and development. But we will be using the GORM IDE, G-O-O-R-M IDE. We used it for the database course, and it'll be a little simpler for web design. There won't be as many issues as far as running database servers and things like that we had to deal with. A lot of installs using the terminal we had to use for a database course. We don't have to do that for web design, but we are going to run our web pages and from a web server within GORM. And the nice thing about that is we can easily share our work. You could share your work with me, so I could go in, and if you have any problems with your code, I could go in and see your code. And it's all online. You're working in a web browser, so you don't even have to download any software. You could just log in. So you just use a username and password. I'll give you all the instructions for that. There'll be videos as far as creating accounts and setting things up. I'll guide you all the way through all of that. So I just wanted to let you know about that and welcome you to the course. Hope you have fun. And now coming up, I'm going to guide you through MyWarren a little bit just to show you where some things are with our LMS. Welcome back, CSC 230 W1 for Fall 2021, our website development and design course. This is our tour of MyWarren. I'm going to assume that you know how to log in already, so I'm not going to go over that. But when you come to the announcements page, you'll see some announcements about finding your way through e-learning, which I have to put there. There's a section here about technology needs, and make sure that you click on read more because there's more there to read, and I wouldn't put it there if I didn't want you to read it. So make sure you always click on read more. There will also be another announcement, a welcome announcement by the first day of class that'll be up there. It'll be very long as well, so make sure you read that. That'll be above this one. So always check out your announcements. I'll always try to email announcements as well, so that if you don't check them out, you'll also get an email reminder about announcements, but I try to do that all the time. So that's your announcements. Course information, just going down here, not a whole lot other than my picture. As far as office hours, I'm on campus 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I teach 2 classes. If you need to see me, there could be time to do that, or I can meet with you one-on-one with either GoToMeeting or Zoom. I did that last semester. That worked very well. Using the GORM IDE, I'll be able to go into your account and see everything, so I can take care of everything. So I don't know if meeting face-to-face is something you need to do, but if you want to, I'm certainly available for that as well. The syllabus, all that we have posted here is the syllabus because we're not using a Cengage textbook. We're using online resources. And here's the PDF of the syllabus that you can go through. There will be some changes to it as we go through, so don't hold me to everything in the itinerary because we haven't run this class for a couple semesters and a lot of things are changing. The technology, the content is changing, so a lot of stuff is going to be changing and being revised. So I'm not completely sure of the exact sequence that will follow, but I'm trying to stick to it. So that's what we'll try to do from here. But anyway, that gives you at least a start. As far as discussion board, we will use this for attendance. Remember, for online classes, discussion board counts as attendance. You get 10 points for each discussion post that you do, so just do them. I mean, they add up over 15 weeks. It's 150 points, so that's more than a project and an exam or something. So make sure you do these. I don't have them all populated yet. We're usually going to do something where I'll ask for your feedback. I'll ask you to research something or to get your opinion on something or to have you figure something out. We'll try to do something interesting with that instead of just talking. So we'll try to use that as kind of a addendum to what we're learning out of our reading, or I'll ask you some things about reading and hopefully kind of explore a little bit more issues that we're not exploring in our regular exercises through our discussion posts. So make sure you do those. I'm going to have an instructor introduction. Matter of fact, it's there already. You're going to do a student introduction. You can put your pick in there. You don't have to put your pick if you don't want to, but it's nice to have your pick so I know what people look like, so it's a little more personable, when we're talking back and forth through emails and things like that. You kind of know who you're talking to. So I'll give you more instructions about that. That'll be an assignment to do your student introduction. Documents and resources is pretty much the place where we're going to have all our online resources. Now there's 2 parts to this. There's handouts, and then below here there's bookmarks. And handouts are typically, PDF files, things that would actually be a physical handout. Here's glossary of HTML basics. Actually, don't look at this yet because we're going to have a pretest, and I don't want you to study for the pretest. I just want to see what you know. So don't look at this to take the pretest. I'd rather have you fail the pretest than go look up things in here. So, but that's a nice little intro that we have there. This stuff I have to post. It's e-learning, MyWarren stuff that's in here. Because you're watching this video, you probably don't have a need to look at either one of these. You might want to look at the netiquette statement for having proper etiquette when you're using discussion forums and things like that, but it's usually not an issue in technology classes as much. But anyway, that's there. And then bookmarks are usually links to websites or videos or playlists. I'll have the link to my playlist that's on YouTube. If you click here right now, it's going to have a lot of old videos. The first video is going to be the one you're looking at right now, and it's not here because I'm not done with it yet. A lot of these will be replaced with newer videos because these were using older technology. Not older, but we used CodePen, we used Cloud9, things in the past, and we're going to be using Gorm IDE this semester, which I think you guys are going to like. Once you get it set up, I think it's going to work out nice. So this will be populated with all your exercises that we do this semester. And also W3 Schools is a great website. We use it in a lot of technology classes for database, for JavaScript, CSS, Python, all kinds of things we could do in here. It's a great site. It's not perfect, but it's a great resource site, and they keep it pretty much up to date. And the nice thing about it is when you want to try something out, they have a little try it yourself area where you could try out code and it'll preview it right there. So it's like a little editor built in. So it's a really nice site. I really like it a lot, and I use it for a lot of courses, and there's a lot of information here, and it's really quick and easy to navigate, easy to find things in here. I love W3 Schools. So that's going to be one of the resources we'll use. There's also an online textbook that I'll show you here by Shay Howe, I believe his name is, and I've used this in the past, and it may not be completely up to date, the most current, but it's very comprehensive and has a lot of information. There's even an advanced section that we can go to in here, so it's a good foundation that we could use for HTML and CSS. For anything new, we're going to have other places to do that. We have lots of online resources. Down here, we have web development in 2021. We have this whole Brad Traversy playlist. He has like 1 million subscribers. He has a lot of great videos. We'll look at some of his so we don't have to recreate everything. There's a lot of resources here for everything from HTML color codes and names and special characters and Emmet. We'll talk about using Emmet when we use Gorm IDE. There's a link here to GitHub that we'll probably use later in the semester. There's Sidebar, which is a web design kind of news site that has a lot of articles. Here's Blind Text Generator. Whenever we need text to put on a web page, we could put dummy text on there, or Greek text they call it, lorem ipsum, so we don't have to type a lot of content on a page. So a lot of good resources here. And I think that's about it. So we have a lot of stuff here, and I'll be adding to this as the semester goes as well. But we'll have a lot of things to do here. And I'll mention Gorm IDE. I have this here, Gorm IDE. Now, I'm going to have a video that's going to go through actually creating an account, because every semester I like to create a new account just to make sure there's no problems or that you don't run into any issues. I don't like to just go by what I did last semester because maybe the sign up for a new account is different and then you run into some kind of headache or something. So I always like to do that. I find somebody else's email I could use and just make a new account and just go through the process and record it just so there's no hiccups as we do that. And then I'll go through signing in, creating a container, and there's a lot of cool things we're going to be able to use in the Gorm IDE. I think you're really going to like it. I know if you used it for your database class, you might think, oh, it was a lot of work, but we won't have to be setting up database servers and all that kind of stuff. We won't be using terminal a whole lot. We'll just be kind of writing code, and there's a lot of neat tools built in. There's a server that's already going to be running, so we don't have to like start servers and stop servers, and I'll go through all the steps to that. And those will be other videos that'll follow this one in your playlist. So that's Gorm IDE. I think you're going to like it. And it's free too. So all you have to do is just sign up with your email, and I'll go through that. Attendance you don't have to worry about other than doing your discussion posts. Course calendar I don't use a whole lot. Gradebook, obviously you probably used Gradebook in the past, and I'll talk more about that. Coursework, I'll just show you this. Now you won't see anything right away because I don't have any assignments open yet. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go Instructor Mode so you could see some of the assignments that I have set up already. And here you can see I have some assignments. There's a pretest. Now, let me just mention about the pretest. I don't want you to study for it. I don't want you to look up the answers. I don't care if you fail. I just want to see what you know. So just take the quiz without looking at anything else. Do that first, and we'll see how you do, and we'll have a post-test at the end. Hopefully you'll do better. Maybe people will do good at this. That way I know who knows what before we get started. But don't look anything up. That's not the purpose of it. Everybody will get 100% no matter how you do. So even if you fail it, you're going to get full credit. And that's the way I usually do pre-tests. There's a survey where I just kind of ask some questions about you, about the course, and things like that. Not a whole lot of personal stuff, but just so I know what kind of computer you're using, operating system, what your background is, some of that. It's easy to do in a survey than just asking a lot of questions in an introduction. Introduction can just be a short introduction where you could just talk about yourself just a little bit, some personal stuff, some professional stuff, or educational stuff about yourself, whatever you want to share. If you want to put your picture, that's fine, because it's nice to see what people look like. Email confirmation in every online course. I always send out an email so I have the right email listed in MyWarren, because I have a whole listing of emails in there, and sometimes they're wrong. So if you're not getting emails, we can correct it by doing the email confirmation. That's going to be something where I send out an email and you just reply to it and say, hey, I got it. That way I know I have the correct email. And if not, we'll fix it. And then the first assignment is going to be setting up our GORM IDE account. We're going to sign up for the account, and then we're going to set it up, and you're going to share it. You're going to share it through an assignment where you can actually put a link in a comment so I can go into your container and actually see your code. So I'll have access to all your code. It'll be easy to share, and it's all through a browser, so you don't have to download any software or anything like that. Again, I think you're going to like that, but it takes a little work in the beginning. You got to follow a lot of steps, and I'll have videos for both setting up the account and also setting up your first container for that. So I'll go through all that, and you'll see videos after this videos for that. And as far as future assignments, you'll see that through here. It's set up weekly for a unit, so they start on a Wednesday and they'll end on a Wednesday. Now, if you have anything that's late, I don't typically take points off for being late. I usually give you extra time. People like kind of, freak out like, oh my God, it's midnight and it's due. I don't care. Just get the stuff done. It's an online course. I know some people work and they have things going on, but this is our schedule to try and stay with. But if you don't make every due date, that's okay. Now, if we have a quiz that's due and it closes, it'll give you a 0, but I'll open it up. So if you need it opened up, I'll open up the quiz. I don't have a problem with that. I just want to see you get through the course and do well. That's what I care about. I'm not looking to knock points off because you got something in a day late. That's not the way I work as far as my teaching goes. So that's coursework, and I think that's all you have to worry about. Gradebook, you can check your grades when it's time to check your grades. There's nothing to check yet. If there's any problems, let me know. As far as Gradebook, like I said, quizzes will close up if you don't do them on time, and you'll get a 0, but don't get upset. I can open it up and let you take the quiz. If people bomb a quiz, you could retake the quiz. Again, I don't have a big issue with that. I just want people to learn and get interested in the course and learn lots of stuff as far as what we're going to do this semester. So I think that's it as far as MyWarren. If you have any other questions, email me, but look for this video and some other videos about GORM as we get started. We'll have some reading. We'll have some other things to do, but I'll give you more instructions. And also one thing just to point out, under documents and resources, in addition to videos, under Unit 1, you're going to see instructions, PDF instructions for each assignment. So I'll try to have written instructions. Sometimes I get in a rush and I'm like, hey, I just posted a video, watch the video, but I always try to put PDF instructions there so you have both PDF instructions, written instructions to look at, in addition to the videos that you can watch and follow along with. So that's MyWarren. Probably had courses in MyWarren before, but if you didn't, hopefully that will just kind of get you to know your way around a little bit. Either way, looking forward to getting the semester started. If you have any issues, any problems, we'll deal with them as we go.